Hey, what's up, guys? It's your boy Kingdom, and welcome to another video. Today, I want to talk about something exciting. The Call of Duty League has listened to its fans, to its owners, to its players, and they announced some exciting news yesterday that I want to share with you guys and kind of talk about what I think about it. But before I get into that, 2 days ago, I did a video where I talked about the potential of crowdfunding to help me do this full time and to come back. Basically, and to do Call of Duty esports analysis. You can see I've been doing it for a couple days, and I'm going to keep it up. The second announcement I have is that tomorrow, to keep it up, I'm going to do a video on the Atlanta phase. So look out for that video. Nevertheless, to start this video, I want to read what the Call of Duty League, I want to read it verbatim because I really like what they said, but what the Call of Duty League announced a few days ago before they released this information. Because leading up to yesterday, you saw owners and orgs say things like, you guys are going to be so excited and you're going to be so happy, and nobody knew what was going on. And then they announced it and everybody got excited. The new way that they're going, that the new format basically for the whole season. Because when it was announced, it was really weird. So I want to read, though, their statement first, the kind of anticipatory statement they put out a few days ago before they released this information. And it says, we at the Call of Duty League are incredibly excited to announce the addition of tournament-based play as part of the inaugural 2020 season. Before I read the rest of their comment, the reason they said that is because when they announced this season and they showed the schedule originally, and you can still see it on their website, Call of Duty, I know you're not watching this, but if for some random reason you do, take down the old information. When they first announced it, they showed that at each event, basically like the Huntsmen were going to play the Mutineers, or the Surge were going to play the Empire. And it was like there was only 4 matches for the whole weekend. And what they didn't realize is this is Call of Duty. This is not like, this isn't basketball where we watch the Lakers play the Celtics one time on one day and we see 4 other matches, and that's professional sports. That day, there's 4 NBA games each day. You can't do Call of Duty like that. We are used to tournament based events. And so if they want these to be events that get lots of viewership and lots of fan and a big fan base and all these teams coming, well, then they have to go tournament based. So they said they announced the addition of tournament based play as part of the inaugural 2020 season. Beginning week 2 in London, and that's the first homestead. Beginning week 2 in London, teams will compete in a format that is both familiar to the legacy of Call of Duty esports and fresh amidst the backdrop of our city based franchise structure. This format, coupled with a brand new point system that goes into effect on launch weekend, which is coming up in a few weeks, will deliver a competitive experience where every match of the season matters. The result: fans will get to see more matches, more drama, and you know we love drama in the Call of Duty community, and more teams competing each home series weekend. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Call of Duty. We love listening to our community and finding unique ways to deliver on our vision of igniting a shift in esports entertainment. Our competitive format is one of the many highlights we are thrilled to introduce in 2020, including improved watchability, pop culture infusions, and fan first experiences at the pro and amateur levels. Here's to launching something special together starting in Minneapolis on January 24th, 2020. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And you did hear that correctly. Finally, after 4 months, we are going to see competitive Call of Duty on LAN. We are no longer going to be talking about practice. We're going to get to see these teams that look really good online play well or play poorly on LAN. I don't think they're going to play poorly, but we're going to get to see who can really play. And because they introduced this new system, the new point system, and basically the way that the new point system is going to work is beginning at the launch weekend in Minneapolis on January 24th through the 26th. And throughout the entirety of the regular season, all teams will earn 10 points for every match that they win. 10 points for every match that they win. And the league standings will be determined, of course, by the total amounts of points that you've accumulated. This is very familiar to us as a community. We've seen pro points in the past. The better thing about this than pro points is these are not attached to players, and there's not thousands of them. We don't have one team with 50,000 and another team with 14,000. You might have one team with 200 and another team with 60. And so there's going to be a big difference. It's going to be easier to determine who's up, who's down. But also that means if you have a bad weekend, you could go from getting 50 points in one event, and then the next event you can get 10. And that'll make a huge difference. We're going to see swings throughout the entire regular season, in my opinion. And if you're wondering how launch weekend is going to work because all 12 teams are playing, at launch weekend, all 12 teams in the league will play 2 matches over the course of the 3-day event. And I believe they're going to get their 10 points for that. Beginning in London on February 8th, the first home series weekend will feature 8 teams in a tournament bracket. And let me show you guys what this looks like. And I want to thank Codpedia. These guys, they just Cod Gamepedia. They continue to help. You know, people were asking all these questions like, okay, we don't get it. Like, what do you mean it's going to be this bracket tournament style? And so let me show you guys. This is what it's going to look like, what you see in the background. Basically, 2 groups are going to be determined by the league office, and all the teams are going to play each other. There will be a losers bracket in the groups, and the 2 teams that make it out of the groups, there's not going to be those 2 teams aren't going to play each other. They're going to move down into a winners bracket, basically, or bracket stage. Even though the whole thing is a bracket, I'm sure they'll call it something else at that point. But at the bracket stage in the semifinals, there's no losers. You get to the semifinals, you win, you go to the finals, and you win the event. And when you win the weekend, the most points you can get, you can see if you count on the screen, the most matches you play is 4. And if you win 4 matches, you win the whole thing. And if you win those 4 matches, you would get 40 points. However, the Call of Duty League is being so nice, and if you win, they're giving you an extra 10. So the most you can get per event is 50. Now, here's where I'm a little confused. If you go on their website and look at the schedule, I'm look, you guys know this. Don't call me a boomer, but I'm a little bit older. It looks to me like the LA Gorillas are playing 10 times, but there's other teams that are only playing 8 times during the regular season, and there's some teams that are playing 9 times during the regular season. And that just confuses me because that doesn't seem fair. That would be like if the Lakers played 82 games and the Clippers played 75 games. That's just kind of weird. Of course, the Lakers could have a better record, you know, and so I'm kind of curious. I think they're going to change that. I just don't think they've updated that stuff yet since their announcement yesterday, because I looked at it as early as today, as recently as today. So if they make it 8, or let's say they make it 9, let's say each team plays 9 times. Well, that means the most points that a team could have if one team wins every single homestand. The most points a team can have is 450. This is going to be so easy for us to track throughout the year, including the All-Star Weekend, which they haven't given details on yet, and that's the mid-season event, and then of course champs. And they also talked about what champs is going to look like, and I kind of want to share that really quick. It says regular season CDL points will determine which 8 teams qualify for the playoffs. As a reminder, at the end of the regular season, the top 8 ranked teams, including 4 wildcard spots, will advance to the playoffs. The 4 wildcard teams will compete in a single elimination bracket with 2 teams advancing. The 2 teams that advance from wildcard matches will face off against the 3rd and 4th overall seeds to start off double elimination bracket play. The top 2 overall seeds will get first round byes when double elimination play commences, and then the final 2 teams will compete for the Call of Duty League Championship. Landon Sanders said something on my boy Lando. He tweeted something at the Codpedia guys, and he said, "Thanks for putting this together, the bracket that I showed you guys." And he said it's known as the GSL format. It's the format that games like CS have been using in previous COD events like Gfinity Masters in 2016. So you guys can go on to the COD League website and see the schedule of events. I'm excited because I'm at least going to go to the Seattle one, but I would love to go to all of them if I could. I mean, honestly, I would love to go to every single event. I think that we're in for a really good year. You know, there's a lot of stuff people are talking about slide cancel and all this kind of stuff, and there's a lot of things being debated right now when it comes to the gameplay and Modern Warfare. But when it comes to this franchising, just like when at the beginning of a year, if Activision is like, okay, we're gonna change these things, we're gonna ban these things, we're gonna, you know, you guys aren't gonna have to do gentlemen's agreements, and we're gonna make this change, and we're gonna change the spawns. And when you see things start to change from the developers, we get excited about the game. I'm excited about these franchising. I'm excited. What? That's not even a word. I'm excited about this league. That's how excited I am. I'm making up words. I'm sure I'm gonna look that up in the dictionary. Concited. Somebody say in the comments if that's a real word. I'm excited about this league because The league is already making changes. This would be like if in the middle of the NBA season, the NBA players are complaining about something, like Chris Paul complaining about the shirt tuck rule, getting somebody a technical by complaining about it. It'd be like if the league was like, you know what, we're going to change that policy right now in the middle of the season because you know what, you're right and it makes sense. And the league is telling us right now, you're right, it does make sense, is what they're saying. They understand, they get it. You guys let me know in the comments, what do you think about the announcement they made? Do you think this is a better format? Who is your favorite team? And how many points do you think they're going to have at the end of the season? And finally, who's going to win the opener in 2 weeks? I'll give my predictions for that in another video probably next week. Nevertheless, this is your boy Kingdom, and I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video.